Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and welcome back to the baseball head 2, and hopefully you like this video. So we talked about the Olympics yesterday, and we have a whole bunch of videos on the Olympics today. A lot's happened since the last time I spoke about it. Let's sort of go back a little bit. As you know, the Olympics, and just in terms of its getting onto the world stage, this particular one has been a disaster. It's been a disaster in so many ways. And it was even before they started to compete in the games. We know about this satanic ritual that they did to open up the games, where they had these these men dressed up as female satanic clowns. And they were half naked in it, with children running around. And we also know about the story of the fighter, the boxing match between the women's boxing match between this Italian woman and this man from Algeria. And there's a lot about this guy from Algeria. He's friends with the president of France, believe it or not, Macron. But some people are coming out against it. The media is circling the wagons. They're trying to deny this. And I also got an update about the female boxer that basically did not want to get her life ended by this man. But let me read you from Outkick, because it's a great site. Pat McAfee had something to say. You know, Pat McAfee is one of the big personalities in the media these days, very popular. And there's a lot of work at ESPN, has a show, and of course he's on WWE, on WWE Raw. But he had this to say about all this. This is from Outkick. Pat McAfee goes on ESPN and says what others won't. Quote, men shouldn't be competing in women's sports. Amen. The biggest story in the sports world today, easy. Controversial Olympic boxer Imane Khalif, who has been accused of posing as a woman and stripped of titles in the past, destroying an actual woman in Italy's Angela Carini this morning at the Olympics. Now, this was on Thursday, and I'm doing this video Friday. The 46-second fight has gone viral just about everywhere and blown up. People are talking about it. People are angry. Outlets like Outkick are writing about it, asking questions, demanding answers. And then, of course, you have other outlets like ESPN, which are pretty much silent, radio silence. Also, the big, tough radio station known as WFAN, it's a sports talk show. People say, wow, it's a New York show. It's a sports talk show, a radio station. And they've not spoken about it. Quiet, silent. From the very beginning of the ceremonies, the worldwide leader in sports has one story, one buried deep on its website as of 2 p.m. this afternoon, and that one was basically a carbon copy of the Associated Press story. Beyond that, crickets. But that changed on Thursday afternoon when Pat McAfee began his usual show, simulcast on ESPN, and opened it up by questioning everything he saw this morning or yesterday morning on Thursday in Paris. Once again, Pat McAfee is just about the only person in ESPN who dares step outside party lines. He did it with Aaron Rodgers. He did it with his old boss. And now he's doing it with a subject near and dear to ESPN's heart: men competing in women's sports. Pat even mentioned Riley Gaines. Don't forget, ESPN just last year, an entire puff piece celebrating Leah Thomas. This is the man that is competing against a woman in the swimming, and he was one of the worst swimmers in the men's competition, and all of a sudden he's number one in the women's category. Yep, those same people just had to sit through 5 minutes of Pat McAfee questioning their lunacy. Bravo. And you know what? I thought McAfee did a great job here. It's important to remember our issue isn't with the transgender movement. You want to be transgender? Knock yourself out. You know, get the guillotine. That's not the problem. Frankly, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less either. But when it starts to impact women, and in this case, women's sports, then we have a problem. It's not right. It's not fair. It's dangerous. This woman had her nose broken within 46 seconds. She could have had, if she stayed in there any longer, she probably would have been dead. And I'm not exaggerating. And there was a second match today, on Friday, and the man destroyed this woman. It's also important to note that we don't know what the case is right now with Imane Khalif. Not entirely, at least. What we do know is that, I'll try to be brief, but strap in is very, it's not a good word. Khalif was accused last year by International Boxing Association President Umar Krelov of tricking her colleagues and posing as a woman. She was subsequently disqualified from competing in female boxing by the IBA. I'll put quotes. Based on DNA tests, we identified a number of athletes who tried to trick their colleagues into posing as women, Kremlin said at the time. According to Russia's TASS news agency, according to the results of the test, it was proven that they have XY chromosomes. Such athletes were excluded from competitions. That was 1 year ago. This Thursday morning, Khalif began the pursuit of gold in Paris by stepping into the ring and pummeling Italy's Angela Carini so quickly and so violently that if you blinked, the fight was over. Carini forfeited after 46 seconds after taking 2 shots to the head in the opening seconds. Along the way, she may have suffered a broken nose, as McAfee mentions. She was also seen kneeling and crying after what many are calling the most embarrassing, shameful 46 seconds in Olympic history. Pretty big story, huh? At least for some folks, and certainly for Pat McAfee. He's confused and pathetic, asking questions. I mean, nothing seems right. And he did it all on ESPN's airwaves and on their time, but he was sort of milly-mally. I saw some of the quotes that he had. He was sort of halfway on it. He was sort of being very careful not to offend his bosses. He didn't want to get his show sent off to the Phantom Zone. But the reality is, this is all satanic from beginning to end. Women should not get in the ring. They should not get on the field of play of anyone that was born man. We know the story of a 17-year-old girl that is paralyzed during a volleyball match because she got hit in the head from a guy spiking the ball and hitting her square on top of the head. Cannot allow women to be injured during this nonsense. And women should not get on the field. And if people don't like it, too bad. That's the only way this will stop. Is every female not go on the field, and just that's it. And then you say if they're on a team, you tell the other team, we're not getting on the field with you, and that's it. And it embarrasses whatever girls are on that field. They have to deal with this too. You feel bad for them that they had this guy walking around the locker rooms, exposing themselves to to this nonsense. But if you want more videos on this, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to have a lot of videos today, tomorrow, and coming up, chronicling the insanity that is the Olympics. And thank you for watching this video. And of course, please subscribe to Baseball Head 2. I'll see you later.